Secretary Scott Bessent appeared today to distance himself from the president by acknowledging Walmart could pass along some of the costs from President Trump's tariffs to its shoppers through higher prices. Last week, President Trump sharing a message on social media telling Walmart it should, quote, eat the tariffs, end quote. The company said a price hike is unavoidable because of the taxes on imports. Last week, Walmart's chief financial officer said the company is wired to keep prices low, but says even at the reduced levels, the higher tariffs will result in higher prices. As the Trump administration resumes collections on defaulted student loans, older Americans are now at risk of having their benefits pulled. The National Consumer Law Center says people 60 and older hold about $125 billion in student loans. The latest reports from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau says more than 450,000 seniors had student loans in default. If they do not begin paying off that debt, these seniors are at risk of having their Social Security checks garnished.
Residents in parts of the South and Midwest are cleaning up after severe storms left more than 24 people dead. And
those destructive series of storms set off dozens of tornadoes. Fox's Garrett Tenney has more from Kentucky.
A devastating scene left behind in the wake of tornadoes which ripped through parts of the Midwest. The fierce storm system on Friday killed at least 24 people. Most of those deaths took place in Kentucky. State officials there warn of a possible rise in the death toll.
Yeah, it's a sad day. Just the fact that anyone survived is a miracle of God.
In London, Kentucky, some residents are now homeless after a tornado turned hundreds of homes inside out in tossed vehicles. Forecasters recorded an initial count of 26 tornadoes that touched down in the central region.
You could literally hear just things ripping in the distance. You could hear glass shattering everywhere, just roaring like a freight train. It was terrible.
Thousands of buildings are now heavily damaged in Missouri. St. Louis's mayor described it as one of the worst storms in the city's history.
We're working on getting everybody organized so we can better organize the distribution of resources.
Resources are pouring in. Federal aid for Kentucky has been granted just days ago after the state suffered from a separate devastating storm in February.
Well, yesterday was a day of just letting everybody kind of gather themselves, and today is a day of kind of picking things up and trying to move on.
A different storm system could bring more bad weather to the Midwest in just a few days, but as of now, those storms are forecasted to be less intense. In London, Kentucky, I'm Garrett Tenney, Fox News.